Welcome back. You're tuned into Sports Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty, and joining me now from the Women and Girls in Sport Commission of the Western Cape Sport Confederation is Anina Black, who's here to tell us more about their commission and what it stands for. Welcome, Anina.
Thank you very much for giving me the honor of being there and to share some of the stuff.
They have this commission specifically to cater for the women and girls and all the issues around their involvement in different sports. Where do you think this need came from, or the need for this specific commission?
Well, except that it's a mandate from SASCOC, which obviously comes through the Confederation and is down or spiraling down to obviously club level. Anything there is on women in sport, the role of the women in sport, the girls that we add to our sport, and then of course the various positions that our women, when I say roles, let's maybe rather say the roles that the women play in sport.
Yes, I mean historically women were given the role of secretary generally.
Absolutely.
In any organization. It's almost like if you're a woman then you'll probably be a good secretary, and there has been a little bit of deviance from that stereotype in recent years, hey, with the federations.
Absolutely. I think it's a complete mind swing, maybe as far as from government point of view, from work people, everything like that. But definitely as far as sport is concerned, it's still the need. Like you quite rightfully says, it's seen that if you're a woman, you can do the minutes. But even there, it's not necessarily that that is the best person. Our men should be able to do that role as well, while the ladies can focus on something else.
Strategic planning.
Absolutely.
Well, Anina, you've been involved with the Confederation for many years. Have you seen an increase in participation in terms of the numbers of women participating in sport over the years?
Yes, absolutely. You know what? Yes, we certainly have seen an increase with participation. I've been in the lucky position where I've been invited by quite a number of federations. And you see how keen the youngsters are. And I think 20 odd years ago, there was not always a possibility for bigger participation. When I say that, there was only certain age groups and only limited resources and things like that. There's much more available for the young people today. And I think from that point of view, the age groups has increased to accommodate various age groups. And yes, certainly because the role players has become females as well, in especially those areas where people look up to their role players as being females, it has certainly helped the women in sport.
Yeah, I mean, as a host on this show for a good few months now, when we interview top athletes in boxing and say Q sports, sports typically associated with male dominance, it's always so inspiring to see the women right up there with the guys in performance, not only as administrators.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's so interesting. I think one of your previous people that spoke today was from angling, and just finding out how the young people are involved with angling. And then the same with sailing, South African sailing. You see how the people are keen and how they want to be part of the sport. And it's good that people do active marketing, not just for the young men, but also for the young girls today.
So what kind of support does the Commission offer federations province-wide?
Maybe I must start and swing it a different way. Our biggest thing at the moment is to try and get to know who all the active people is. To get a database together so that we know who the people is we can contact, and that we know who is the people that is actively involved with women and who the people is that actively involved with girls. And I'm saying that in two different ways, because you find people that is actively involved with junior sport in total, but they might not be involved with on the senior level, and vice versa. So we need that information, and the more we can get that information, the more we can get involved again from our level through to the federation level.
Okay, so the commission then is pretty much in its infancy in terms of establishing those bases.
The commission, I think the commission has always been there because obviously we're situated, and the only difference there is obviously the federation is made up from the Western Cape Federation, that is made up from the different districts. So our group that's specifically involved now has known each other now for about 2 years, and we really work closely together, and we make up a very good group. And everybody has got their strengths on the group, so that's good. Bring something different to the table. And then, of course, from that group, we've got to give back to our councils again. Yeah. So this is widespread, from Eden through to, everywhere, Boerland and the rest. So.
Yeah. Yes, Cape Winelands, Karoo, Eden,
That's
West
right.
Coast,
Yes.
Cape Metro, and
That's
I
right.
think I'm missing a sixth one.
Oeverberg.
Yes, Overberg.
That's right.
So yeah, so just to understand the structure and how it would feed into the main commission, each sport from club level or provincial level would ideally have a representative that's catering for women and girls, and then ideally they would be somehow communicating with the commission itself, and it would be a
not necessarily directly with the commission, like every council, whether it's Eden or in the Central Karoo or wherever, their ideal would be obviously to have their own federations giving them information, and then the various councils will have a representative at the commission.
all right.
And then give us feedback again from there. So it's just a overall assistance and giving things through. So things that will help, whether it's administration or whether it is those role players. For instance, this Saturday, there is a workshop, and the focus will be on the youth. You know, the problems that the youth have, maybe facilities, maybe getting to facilities. Doesn't really matter. And what we also do on the day is we bring in the youth that they can come and talk to people and say, this is where we are, this is what we would like to do. So we combine the various things with each other.
Is these workshops also forum-like in terms of discussions and arriving at solutions forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We normally, in every workshop that we have, there's a quarterly workshop that we try and have for the people. And when I say the people, it's the federations, but the Western Cape federations. And then they will feed back again to the federations at district level, within their district. And what will happen is there is normally an open floor discussion about whatever the topic is of the day, in this case, the youth. And then we bring in various people that have already, whether it is in the federation or somebody from the commission that has had first-hand knowledge of a specific thing. So to give you an idea, on Saturday we're going to have one of the young ladies from darts. She has done extremely well. She will be one of our young people that will come and chat about her sport and what she's done. And we will also have some young people coming to show us the sport of fencing. And everybody's looking quite forward to that.
Yeah. Such an elegant sport, eh?
It's an elegant sport, but you know what? Even though people have seen it on TV, it's one of those unknowns.
Yeah.
And I think from that point of view, it's important that we share our sport with others, and that we can also learn and grow from experiencing the problems and the way forward with each other.
You know, if it's anything I've learned from doing the show as well, is that those sports that you would think is so unattainable is actually not that far away, not so much out of your reach. If you have a Facebook account, you can probably get in touch with any of those sports.
That's the nice thing nowadays. All the sport, or I would say quite a big percentage of the sport, has got easy contact. So whether you are doing angling, wrestling, lawn bowling, it doesn't matter. It's all out there. It's just an easy way of actually, you go into Google or you look for that specific sport and it leads you to contact people.
Yeah. So tomorrow then, you've got an exciting workshop planned for representatives from all the sports federations in the Western Cape,
Yes.
specifically geared at the youth question.
That's right.
And if people have not been on the mailing list yet for whatever reason, may they attend? Is that still an option?
Well, the federations that hasn't said yes, obviously they are most welcome to attend.
All right.
I think they must just contact us.
Okay.
We certainly will have 1 or 2 spaces open somewhere along
And
the
some
line.
extra tea and coffee.
Absolutely. And what we have changed from the last workshop is that it was so well attended, the previous one. But we've decided to make it slightly shorter so that people can still travel home on the Saturday. It's a Saturday workshop, let's face it. So we want to start the morning quite early and bright and breezy and go through the workshop, and by 2:30 somewhere, we want to wrap it up and people can still get home and have a weekend to themselves.
Okay.
Or go and play sport, of course.
Well, I was fortunate enough to attend one of those workshops about a year or two ago, and it leaves you so energized and inspired
Absolutely.
to want to do something,
Yeah.
to transform sport in whichever way. And now we're talking about youth
Yeah.
and obviously the women question. Well, thank you, Anine. How
you.
can people get in contact with you? Is there an email address?
Yes, I'm at the Cape Town Sport Federation, so or rather the Sport Council. So they can either go through the Sport Council and get my contact details on that website. Otherwise, I can either give you an email address. Is that the easiest?
That would be great.
My surname is Black, so it's blackanina@gmail.com.
Okay, there you have it, folks. blackanina@gmail.com. If you would like to get involved, represent your sport, if you're passionate about the woman and girl question in your sport, or even the youth, Anina Black is your woman.
If you want to put it that way, absolutely.
Well, thank you for everything you do for the
Thank you so
community
much.
at large.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Okay. Well, folks, after the break, we'll be talking to Mr. JP Nodia, who is the president of the Western Cape Sport Confederation. So please stay tuned for that.